So today I only got a couple things that we really need to get done here on the farm. We have 2 Suffolk lambs that we got to do kind of a rough shear on, and then after lunch we're going to go and load up one of our Belted Galloway cows and take her over to a farmer, actually the farm that she was born on, and we're going to be selling her back to him. So starting off, this is the ram that was born here on our farm that we decided to hold back. I've already done like a quick shear on him. He's not slick sheared or anything like that. The ram in the pen next to him right there, that is the ram that we ended up picking up at Greenville, the Suffolk ram where we bought him and the 2 ewe lambs. He's one of the ones that needs a quick shear. Rachel gave him a bath, blow dried him and everything else, got him ready to go. So we're gonna go ahead and pull him out and do him. And then the ewe over here that is laying down, she is the other ewe from Greenville that hasn't had a trim yet. And the reason why we're pulling them in there and giving them a trim this morning, I'm going over them with a rough cut comb on a clipper and basically knocking the wool down to a thinner layer, kind of like this Suffolk lamb here on the end. So that way I can be able to slick shear them a lot easier on Tuesday. It's Sunday right now because on Wednesday we take them up to the state fair, to the Ohio State Fair, and then they'll be showed in an open Suffolk breeding class on Friday. So this way it kind of makes it a little bit easier to get them slick sheared on Tuesday if I go ahead and knock this heavy wool off them today. So here he is up here on the stand, and you can see it's not really thick wool. We haven't sheared him or anything since we brought him home, and he was sheared up then. It's just what's grown since then. And what I want to do is use this Shear Master 13 tooth comb, and what I'll do is take it down. It won't be really a slick shear, but it'll get the majority of this off. And then that way we can wash him again on Tuesday and then bring him in here with I think it's a 20 tooth comb and slick shear him. But overall, you know, he does a pretty good job standing here on the stand. So here we are about halfway done here with his body. Got him trimmed up with this. There's still a little bit of wool coverage. You can see that's the amount that we're taking off today. I'd say probably close to 3/8 to a ½ inch worth, maybe. I don't know. Some spots here on his back a little taller than like up here on the shoulder. But we're taking that off so that way on Tuesday when we go to slick shear him, that's a finer comb on the cutter, and it will be able to like really peel off this little bit, and it won't be as restrictive on the blades because it'll be pulling more wool up into the cutter. If you were going to try to do it with this much on there, I think it really bogs them down. So this way it makes it a little bit easier for the cutter and the motors and not as rough on the animal because it'll be a little bit smoother and cut a little bit faster. So we got him all done, getting ready to get him back in the pen. Relaxed. He probably feels a little bit better. His wool really wasn't that long, but this will make it a lot easier to slick shear him on Tuesday. Get a lot more taken care of. Got his neck cleaned up and everything, so We'll put him back in and get the next one out. So we got the ewe loaded up here on the stand. It's her turn. We haven't touched her since we brought her home from Greenville. We're gonna get her trimmed up. Her sister, the other one that we picked up there, the other ewe lamb, is staying here. She's not going up to the fair. So we just gotta get her trimmed down so we can slick shear. So we're gonna start off on her just like we did the ram. Here we got the ewe lamb. She's taken care of, all trimmed down. I leave that little bit there. They don't have any, like, a lot of wool on their leg. They're pretty clean-legged. But I just leave that because when I get that finer comb on the clippers, it makes it a lot easier to trim that because it's kind of, you know, bony and there's some valley in there in their leg bones, and it just makes it a lot easier, I think, out of the 10 or 12 that I've sheared so far for myself. So I'm glad we were able to get that done today. That way it'll make things on Tuesday a lot faster overall because we won't have to double shear them. We'll just have to use that slick shear comb on them. It'll really clean them up a lot, make them look really good. In fact, before I had these 5 lambs right here, I probably hadn't did that rough shear on but 3 to 5 lambs or ewes up until this point. You know, we have a shearer come in and handle our whole flock for us. He can get it done a lot faster than we can do it. This last ewe that I just got done shearing, it probably took us about 20 to 30 minutes right there. It takes me a little bit of time when I'm up working on their chest and around like the folds of skin there around their front arms where they connect to their body or their front legs. And you know, you just want to be really careful so I don't cut them. And that takes me some time to do because I'm not really done this a lot. I don't know a lot of little tricks. I watch a lot of YouTube videos to try to figure out how to do this and ask other people questions that I know that has slick sheared these Suffolks or sheared other slick sheared other lambs before. And you know, so far it's been going pretty good. Just taking us a little bit of time, but I'm glad we got this done now and wrapped up. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that trailer hooked up and get everything ready so we can go over and get Kaya loaded up there in the trailer and get her weighed. Well, we already got Kyle loaded up. I really didn't get to film anything for this. By the time I set this trap, I drug the little feed trough up, this little poly trough here, drug it up, set it up in here and dumped just a little bit of feed on. She walked in here by herself first and then just literally stepped right on the trailer and walked to the front of it. It went pretty quick. I'm talking like 2 minutes maybe from the time we shook the bucket of feed till we had the trailer closed up and pulling that feeder out. For all the rest of these, didn't have to do anything for her. She wasn't as stubborn as like the steers. We load them up that way here in this little trap. But we got her on there, so what we need to do now is run over, get her weighed, take the truck and trailer across the local scale, and then the farm we're dropping her off at's only like about a mile away from here, so we'll run over there, get her dropped off, then go get an empty weight and see what she weighed totally. Her and this Bethany here. Bethany's the one sniffing the side of the trailer right now, checking her out. We bought those two together. Those were the first 2 Belted Galloway heifers we bought. Kaya's probably just a little bit smaller than Bethany here.